Hey, welcome to Wednesday Wisdom for this Wednesday, November 1st, and it's All Saints Day. And, it's a day we have as a holy day of obligation. And I think most of us go about it and say, well, it's great to commemorate the saints of old and a little bit of nostalgia and Catholic history, and all the saints are really fascinating people. But the real purpose of having a feast day and a day of obligation is to remind us that we're all called to be saints. We usually exempt ourselves from that, and we say it's good enough to be good enough, right? But we're really called to that life of holiness, to be saints as well, and that's what our baptism and our confirmation is all about, is to put us on that path to grow in holiness and to become saints. And I was thinking about it, and there's really three things we need to do if we're going to get on that path and stay on that path, so that we can be saints as well. And the first thing is to develop a life of prayer that's constant and regular daily. Without serious prayer, without some time in reflection and meditation every day, you're really not going to grow in holiness. You might be obedient, you might stay out of big trouble, but you're not really going to grow in your relationship with God. So that's a key thing, right? That's a key thing. Secondly, holiness is always the work of the grace of God in us. So we have to commit ourselves to the sacrament of confession and to the Eucharist. Right? Frequent reception of the Eucharist and frequent confession are the way that God's grace ordinarily works in a soul to bring him to holiness. Right? So that's the second thing. And the third thing we need to do is to make sure we get out of ourselves. In one way or another, we've got to serve. We got to serve other people. We got to serve in ministry. We got to do apostolate. We've got to grow by acts of real charity outside ourselves. So that doesn't mean our time is going to be consumed anymore with watching TV or reading the newspapers or even watching our kids and our grandkids. Right? We have to get out and serve other people who are needy, who are ignorant, who are somehow underprivileged, and so on. We've got to commit ourselves to real service, because that's essential to what it means to be a Christian. So those three things: a serious prayer life, a life of sacraments, and a life of service and charity. Those are the ways we grow in holiness. That's the way we become saints.